Hi Phil, Katie and Brendan. Just thought I'd do a breakdown for you guys. You'll get these more or less on a monthly basis. And this one, good news, is going to be fairly quick because the results are brilliant. I think so anyway. So just to run through I'll run through this page first of all. So this page, you can see that the advert has been presented to over 3,000 people during the last 30 days, as you can see at the top of the screen there. And 288 people have clicked into your website with an average cost per click of 82p. And we spent £235. I think we may have started slightly late in the month. That will usually be around £300. Don't worry about this. All this stuff here relates to these figures here, which are the basic figures. We can see here which keywords are working the best. Music class, music in schools. Right, that I'm probably going to move to something called negative keywords, because if they want music in schools, in fact, I probably need to confirm this with you guys, because if they want music in schools and you don't provide music in schools, well then obviously it's a waste of money spending that. So music classes, best music class near me, music, again, music schools in. Oh, that one's okay, music schools in, because they're obviously searching to come to a music school. So if we go into more let me just finish the summary here. So we can see, first of all, that mobiles are the best devices, between 9 and 5. And then your top query is actually Solihull Music School. So hopefully that's putting you ahead of your competition. We can also see down here who's using what devices to search for your website. And here we can see one of the adverts. There are, because of the variations on descriptions, headlines, etc., there's probably around 15,000 different adverts, believe it or not, or variations of the adverts. So I'm not going to start going through each and every one of those. We can also see gender here. We can see that, for example, males 25 to 34, 760 impressions, and that's your highest. So that means that Google at the moment is finding that probably because of the drumming or electric guitar or something like that, your males between 25 and 34 are your highest impressions. And then here we can see that silly o'clock in the morning, no one really researches music schools, and then sort of early evening is where we're getting the most activity, and sometimes late morning. So that might be when people are on their first break at work, perhaps looking for a music school, and this will obviously be when they sit down in the evening to do their own personal stuff. So I'm really, really, really pleased with the progress so far. Let me click through to keyword. So if I click into the actual keywords, we can see here the breakdown of keywords. So for example, music class is the one that brings us the most impressions. And when someone types in music class, your advert gets presented 8 times out of 10, 7.9 times out of 10 at the top of the page. So this column here is what I monitor most closely. So impression top percentage, 8 times out of 10. This one here, so best music classes near me, which is quite a common one, that actually presents 9 times out of 10 as your advert being the top of the search. We've got a couple of lower ones here. So that low, let me just move my face. So this lower one here is guitar playing lessons, which is quite low. So I'll have a look at that and keep monitoring that. What some Google people do is they actually pull out the ones that aren't performing as well. But I've never seen much point apart from it being ego, so that they can boost this average figure up. But your guitar playing lessons, that's presenting 6 times out of 10 at the moment. So we'll have a look at maybe adding some extra keywords for surrounding guitars. So if we go back to, in fact, we don't need to do too much more here. There's all kinds of stuff that we can look at. We can look at the landing pages. In fact, I'll click into landing pages now quickly. We can look at landing pages. We can look at the variation of the adverts, which one's working, which one's not. And as you can see here, from the landing pages, you've got the taster lesson, which is probably the most looked at one. And then you've got other ones here. Key information on our fees, because people are looking at your fees, why we're different. So we can see what pages people are going to. your report is still loading. I think it's downloading data, so there might not be enough data just to populate anything more than that, which is fine. We've got enough information there. And as I say, obviously, this advert will just get better and better as we go along. The one other thing that I want to show you is it's all good and well that we're getting clicks and impressions and click-throughs, etc. But I just want to show you, if I click into conversions, so you can see from that. So first of all, Brendan, I might touch base with you on this. Submit lead forms. It actually says 178 lead forms. I don't think it has submitted that many, or 145 there. So I think it might be recording every time someone goes into it, which is fine as well, but we just want to know how many are converting. You've had 2 calls from the advert directly, but as you can see down here, I'm not sure why, but it's tracking. In fact, let's just go through this one by one. So calls from the ad, 2 calls there in the last 30 days. Then you can also see that local directions, so 8 people have got directions, and then local actions, other engagements, so whatever other engagements with the advert, so clicking into it, having a look at your site, there's 14 people there. And then we can see here, again, website visits 14. There's been a lot more than that, but that's what it's converted. So I'll have a look at these conversions. They can be slightly misleading as to what's really going on there. But people looking for directions to where you are and making phone calls through the adverts. Again, look here, clicks to call. So calls from the ad 2, and then you've had another click to call. So that's when someone clicks into your advert and then actually clicks on the number and calls directly from that number. So you've had another 7 there. So you've had 9 phone calls in the last 30 days from this advert, as well as all the other figures. So overall, I think the advert is performing very well, and I look forward to seeing these get better and better. My advert on the estate agent I own has been running for about 10 months now, and it's just absolutely flying because Google learns algorithms and ends up getting your figures and your results end up getting better and better. And of course, with a lot of optimization from our side as well, that's just going to get better. So look, I hope you understood all that. If not, if you want to touch base with me about anything on that, that's absolutely fine. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Cheers.